Hello and welcome to this lecture of third normal form. In the previous lectures, we talked about what first normal and second normal forms are. First normal form talked about the atomicity of each cell value. Second normal form talked about no partial dependencies. In the third normal form, the conditions are that it should be number one in a second normal form and there should be no transitive dependency. Third normal form is a property of relational database that ensures that all the non-key attributes are not transitively dependent on table's primary key. Or in simpler words, if a non-key attribute depends on another non-key attribute, it should be moved to its own table. Here you can see that I have used an example of A to B to C. A, which is the prime attribute, drives B, and B is a non-prime attribute, which is driving C, which is again a non-prime attribute. This is transitive dependency. To illustrate the concept of third normal form, let us consider a table of book, author, publisher that contains information about books, the authors, publishers, and the publisher location. In this table, we can see that book ID is the primary key. And the primary key book ID can derive the title of the book, the author, who is the publisher. So using the book ID, we can uniquely identify each row. Let's term the book ID column as A. Problem arises when we see that the title of the book, which is B, can lead us to the publisher also, which is C. This is a transitive dependency where B, which is non-prime, and C is also non-prime. Also, you can see that a publisher can lead us to a publisher location. So here, C is non-prime and D is also non-prime. So the publisher location can be derived from publisher and publisher can be derived from book ID. This is transitive dependency. To eliminate this transitive dependency, we can split the table into three parts: book, author, and publisher. In this case, the book information is stored separately, all the author information is separately, and the publisher information is stored in a separate table. And we connect all these tables using the foreign key relationships into book ID, author ID, publisher ID into book, author, publisher table. Here you can see that there is no transitive dependency of any sort, and we are able to get the information using SQL query. To determine how this thing looks in the ERD, let's see it that way. Here you can see that we have three separate entities: book, publisher, and author. And all of these information are married in this book, author, publisher table. The book entity will only store the information about books, publisher for its publisher location, etc., and author for its author. And using this relationship, we can say that a book can have multiple authors, an author can write multiple books, and book can be published by multiple publishers. Thus, we have achieved a third normal form. So let's do the summary. The third normal form eliminates transitive dependencies, where an attribute depends on another non-key attribute rather than directly on the primary key. To resolve this, additional tables are created and we separate out the information and the dependent attributes to another table entirely. So overall, third normal form is an important concept in database normalization, which promotes data integrity, eliminates redundancy, and reduces anomalies. In the next lecture, we'll talk about BCNF, or the Boissegaud normal form.